like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm? Perfect storm. What's your mind? What's your mark my words. This love will make you levitate like a bird without a cage. Down to earth. If you choose to walk away, don't walk away. It's in the palm of your hand now, baby. Say yes or no, no, baby. Just be sure before you give it all to me, all to me. Give it all to me. So you wanna play with magic? Oh, you should know what you're falling for. You dare to do this, 'cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm? Perfect storm. What's your mind? What's your mind? Last to leave the gate, more stable in the stable. Fast to eat the plate, more stable in the stable. Only efforts with the dresser, the pressure just fuels my temper. The leper within this effort, the guessers, my blanket's weather. Whether the weather is better, bet this endeavor. For the treasure is a measure to sever. Whatever brings pleasure, to you deserve the prize. If you preserve the time, you're not entitled. The denial of these idols is vital for your survival in the cycle of feeling stifled and being spiteful. You're not entitled. Blast to leave the gate. You're disabled in the stable. As cruelly needs fate, you're capable and able. So you wanna play with magic? Oh, you should know what you're falling for. Dare to do this, 'cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm? Perfect storm. What's your mind? What's your mind?
On a Yamaha, chromed out 1100. What I'm doing, getting money. What we doing, getting money. What they doing, hating on us, but they never cross. Cash money still a company, and bitch I'm the boss. And I be stunning like my daddy, stunning like my daddy, stunning like my daddy. I be stunning like my daddy. I'm the young stunner, stunning like my daddy, stunning like my daddy. I be stunning like my daddy. Yeah. Bitch, I'm paid, that's all I gotta say. Can't see you little niggas, the money in the way. And I'm sitting high against the ride blaze. And if you ain't gon' ride fly, then you might as well hate. Shit, I gotta eat, yeah, even though I ain't know it ain't my birthday, but I got my name on that cake. Shit, believe that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the definition of an icon is a person regarded as a representative symbol or as worthy of reverenation. Today, a tragedy has fallen upon the basketball and sports world as we lost an icon. Earlier this morning, Kobe Bryant passed away during a helicopter crash in California. In Kobe's 20 seasons with the Lakers, he was a 17-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA finalist, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a 5-time NBA champion. So tonight, hug your kids, hug your parents, give your loved ones a big hug, and definitely hug your friends, as life is too short and you never know when it will end. Rest in peace, Mamba. Afternoon, good evening, and hello. I am Zane the Bearded One, and this is the eSpark series at Homestead. I am joined in the booth with the two talented people I know. I think they're both technically gingers, HD Motorsports and Red 4424. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be back. Missed last week after a late night of drinking, so I'm here tonight, though. That's what matters. I'm excited to be out here, call this race at Homestead Speedway. It's going to be a great one, Zane.
I don't know if you were drinking, if more it was just 24 hours of Daytona and just your body finally gave out. But let's talk about that for a few moments. How was your Daytona 24 in iRacing?
All right, so the team was doing well. We were inside the top 10. Got ourselves in a wreck. We dropped back to 17th. Battled our way all the way up to the top 10 again. The second to last stint the guy was running on his very last lap, he totaled the car, and we ended up finishing like 27th.
Oh, so what'd you learn from your experience in the in that whole night? Don't let someone else drive the last stint.
Don't let that person drive the car again.
There you go.
Nah, man, it was all fun, man. I had a blast doing it.
Red, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Glad to be back. I think we're on a record roll here. I think we're about 2 or 3 weeks in a row I've been able to make it. So,
hey, consistency
ready for
is the
some
key.
Good racing. This is true. This is true.
Hey, and
I'm really excited to see what they do tonight at Homestead. I know this was a Pro League race last year. So a lot of these guys has already got a lot of time and a lot of laps here.
Yep, and you know, it's Homestead, it's eSpark series, as I often say, often duplicated, tried to be recreated but never imitated. It's the eSpark series on Sunday night, some of the best custom setup racing you can find on NASCAR Heat 4 on a Sunday. And gentlemen, we got a shakeup. Right now, I don't know if you're looking at the points, if you've seen the points all week, but we have a new points leader. It's the Bolt. In HD, you say it week in, week out, a focus bolt is a deadly bolt, and we're seeing that right now. Even though Track Bar won last week, if I remember correctly, Track Bar won, the Bolt has leapfrogged him and is now our points leader in the championship race.
Yeah, he's leapfrogged him, but we can't look past the fact that Track Bar did miss a race. He was out racing himself. He ended up missing one race. But yes, I say it every week, man. A patient bolt, a focused bolt is a dangerous bolt. And I like the kid personally. I think he's going to become a great driver. He's definitely, in my opinion, top 5 in the game as far as fastest and speed goes.
Yeah. And let's talk top 5. Let's talk about our dark horses and picks of the race. HD, since you're your first week back from taking last week off, who do you got your eyes on as your dark horse and your winner?
All right, so winner, I got to go with the guy to the Bolt, man. He's my man. He's my guy. He's my little buddy, I call him. I think Bolt's going to go out and get the win done. Dark horse, man, that's going to be a tough one. I'm actually going to go with someone new I haven't gone with all season long. I'm going to go with Leafs Justin 24, straight out of S&B, baby. I think he can get it done. It's a mile-and-a-half track. I know him. I raced with him a few times in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I got him winning this as a dark horse.
Red, how about you?
Several good picks. Tonight, I'm going to have to go with my man Fluffy over from PS4. I think he's turned so many laps here. He's going to be very consistent. My dark horse, I'm going to have to go with the More Smoke. I think he's had plenty of speed here the past couple of races to be up front in the battle for the lead. It's just he has zero luck. It reminds me of myself. So I look for him to be up toward the front too.
So I'm going to go with my pick tonight. He joined us in the booth last week, and I'm just going to show him a little extra love because he put on the broadcasting suit. He got the helmet on. Uh-oh. I forgot to turn off the alerts, and they're going off right now, so apologize, chat. Dance in chat for a moment because I forgot to turn my alerts off. That was not good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad. People following you, Zane.
Hey! And the problem is I don't know who did it right now because I can't see it. But as the music's going and I'm dancing in the booth, my pick's going to be Brian Tedeschi in the 22. And then I would honestly say my dark horse pick. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's just going to go off. My dark horse pick is going to be none other than Diego DD 43 or 18. Last week, Diego showed me that he's got the speed to run up front. He's got the power to be dominant. So it's only a matter of time before he actually puts that car in victory lane. So it's going to be I'm saying moments, right? And I got to figure something out. So give me 2 seconds here real quick. Oh, God. He really was. And that's the crazy part is we haven't seen that kind of speed out of Diego all season long. And now all of a sudden, with the races winding down, he is starting to put the pedal to the metal. He's mashing that pedal to the floor and putting that car right up front. So it's really interesting to kind of see that happen. Now, the other question I have for you guys is, we do it every night. I haven't heard from Nicky Jobs. I think he's either in a hole in the desert somewhere or he's lost at a racetrack, because I don't know what his picks are, his Vegas odds for Homestead. But let's talk about caution count. Last week, we only saw about 4 cautions, I think, altogether at the race last week. This week, we're at Homestead. It's flat. It's slick. It's going to be a lot more difficult than what we saw. So what is your guys' predictions? We'll start with you, Red. What's your over-under? Oh. You did. I was like, where'd he go? Did he leave me? Oh, no. HD, how about you? What's your over-under for tonight? Wow, 6 to 7 to 8. You know what? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna round it up to about a 7 to a 7.5. I think these guys have enough patience tonight that we'll see some clean racing. But once again, the same thing that happens a lot of the times is that mid-pack back becomes that eye of the storm or the hurricane horsepower, and that's where you start to see a lot of those incidents develop. So I don't think we're going to see anything from the top 15, but I think from 15 on back is really where we're going to have to keep our eye. But I'm going to go with a nice 7.5. Dohar, do you got a copy out there? Doing fantastic. I got HD back, so I don't know what you did to bring HD back, but he's here, so we're going to duct tape him to the chair next so he doesn't leave us again. You know why? Because I muted you guys because of the alert. So now say something and everybody will hear you.
What's up, guys? HD Motorsports here, and now you can hear me. How's it going, Rock?
So they missed your over-under. So give them your over-unders real quick so they know where you guys are on cautions. Because I think, Red, you said 9 to 8. HD around the same?
Mm-hmm. I think Red said 5 to 6. I'm going to go about 8 cautions, and that's just purely off of my experience from the Homestead race on the Xbox side. I think a lot of guys might be loose coming off a turn 2, but hey, they blew us away at New Hampshire when they only had like 1 caution, so anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And now we got Dohar. Dohar, they should be able to hear you as well. The Doharian Snowcat, as Red likes to call you on the Race 41 podcast. How you feeling tonight? You excited for Homestead?
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled, honored to be a part of this and do this nice tribute that we're doing for an absolute legend, not just in sports, but in all of humanity. You know, I can't say Kobe was my favorite player, but I certainly respected him, his talents and everything he did to inspire people competition-wise. But we qualified 4th. We're really excited to go and give tribute to the Mamba.
Yeah, and we're hearing track bars on pole tonight. And you brought up a very good point that tonight you guys are going to be doing a 3-wide salute in honor of Kobe Bryant, because we did lose a legend and an icon today. And then as well, we'll also be having a moment of silence on lap 24 of this race in honor of Kobe Bryant. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have a 3-wide salute and a moment of silence on lap 24. So get your 2 4s and your Mamba mentality up. And in chat, please feel free to put in what your favorite Mamba moment was, what drew you to Kobe Bryant. As a lot of guys know, I wasn't a Kobe Bryant fan, like as a hardcore one, because he was a rival, right? I'm silver and black. I'm a Spurs guy. Timmy D is the GOAT. But I respected Kobe for what he did and the mentality and just the sheer intelligence that man had for the game of basketball. And we lost, you know, a legend plus him and his daughter and everyone on that flight. So it's on that helicopter crash. So it's really, there's a lot of people hurting today. So it's one of those things. I really said it early on Twitter, is like, today is the day the earth stood still. So it's painful to do a broadcast, but we have to power through it and do it, because I think a lot of us just want to curl up in a ball in our bed, put on some old, NBA Finals and watch the Mamba do his thing, because we'll never get to see it again except for in our memories. So tonight is in honor of him and memory of him as well. So thank you, Dohar, for doing that tonight for the FilterTime eSpark series.
Of course, and we're just loading into the lobby here. I'm the host here, so you guys
Cool,
should
so
have your invites out.
Alrighty, so we're getting the invites out now. Let me take a look. Good old Dohar is the host because I like to be difficult. What? Well, Dohar's saying what? We don't know. And so as we're getting ready to go green here, guys, what's the biggest thing you're going to look out for? Red, let's go to you real quick as we're talking pit road strategy. What are you going to be looking for on that pit road side? Are you going to be doing 2 tires, 4 tires? Are you going to try to short pit? Are you going to stretch it out?
I would definitely look to short pit here. It's really going to depend on how the racing goes, honestly. How many cautions, all that kind of stuff.
It's great when you turn your alerts off and they still go off.
Hey, man, you're getting people following you, dude.
Hey, I know, but we're trying to do something here, and here they are. The drivers doing a 3-wide salute. And in the group tonight, we have a bunch of drivers that are actually doing a tribute to Kobe Bryant as well. The 2 of Diamond, the 6 of Tom Tom, the 9 of Smitty, the 8 of Big John, the 21 of Dude's Chief. Sledge is actually swapping cars with Jose tonight, and he'll be driving the 24, Carroll in the 25, Jay's fast in the 31, and Sterlo in the 40, as you see a couple of these purple and golds out there on the track tonight in honor of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's epic to see right here as they're taking that 3-wide salute down the backstretch. It's a beautiful sight to see, actually. It really is.
And we're kind of jumping through the field as we look at this 3-wide salute. And these guys are putting it on here for Kobe Bryant, the man, the myth, the icon, the legend. 30 cars. I see a lot of purple and gold out here. So let's take a moment and watch these guys as they do this lap.
And that right there, that should end the 3-wide salute. Everybody should be backing off.
Everyone should be backing off at this moment here.
Now I want to see how they get back in line.
That's going to be the fun part, right?
I want to see how they get back in line. But, Zane, something to talk about. I don't think either of us picked Track Bar, and there he is sitting on the pole position. And that number 37 Chevy Camaro machine on the outside. It's going to be that 22 Upper-Deshi. Looks like that might be the 40 or the 48. Can't really tell.
Looks like the 40 from what I can see here, HD. It's really hard to tell with that number. It is a small number.
I think it's the 40 of Sterlo, yeah. On the outside of him, there is that 88 of Dohar rocking that patriotic paint scheme up top, P4.
And then Fluffy rounding out our top 5 with that NOS Ford Mustang in the 17 there. And that car looks sexy. And then the 5 of Mordog right there out on the outside of him. No, is that the 6? Sorry, that looks like the 6 of Big John of Tom Tom.
Yeah, that's the 6 of Tom Tom sitting there in P6 next row.
And we're green flag here.
Oh yeah, they're green flag in the air. I thought they were gonna go one more. They got me. There's Track Bar out to a decent lead. Zane, they're single file 6 rows deep.
Single file 6 rows deep, but Track Bar right now cutting the draft on Tedeschi in the 22 as he's bringing a hard charge in 40-17. And I can't tell, is that the 88 of Dohar who dropped back there to 5th as they're trying to run down this 37?
Yeah, Dohar dropped back to 5th. That's just equate to being up on that top lane. Couldn't quite get down. Here he is, protecting his line down deep, down into turn 1. But we got a purple car up on the high side. That's the 6 of Tom Tom, gonna take 5th.
6 of Tom Tom, but right now all eyes on the leader of Track Bar as he's got a Ford Mustang hungry for a victory. He set out last week to sit in the booth with us here, and now Brian Tedeschi has closed that gap within a car length coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, look back here, though. There's the 18 in the bolt. He's going to start finding himself getting into the picture. There's a 40 of Sterlo, though, going down low in a turn 1 underneath Tedeschi, side by side, Zane.
We're looking off the rear deck lid of Track Bar here at this battle for second place between Tedeschi and Sterlo. Tedeschi and Sterlo side by side. It's a drag race down the backstretch, but Tedeschi's going to hold him off. But take a look. There's that 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. showing up to the party.
And that's just the racing that's created at Homestead-Miami. You saw Tedeschi on the high side there. A lot of them on that tracks. He'd have got past, but he was able to carry the momentum with a lot of speed off the corner, down the backstretch, and we saw right there, he pulled him straight down into turn 3.
And Sterlo's got a lot of 17 in his rearview mirror right now. It's a Chevy stuck between a Ford sandwich with the 6 of Tom Tom trying to close that gap on the 17.
Yeah, meanwhile, these guys are racing it out for second place. Track Bar's got about a car length lead on that 22 Tedeschi, and things are starting to get dicey behind these guys as we got someone looking high up on Dohar.
That was the 6. It looks like a Tom Tom going high. And right now it's a Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Ford, and I think another Chevy. So Chevys right now are dominating, and so are Fords. There's only one Toyota that I can see, and that's the Bolt in that Interstate Battery 18 starting to come in this picture, but he's still sitting back in the 8th or 7th place.
It doesn't surprise me seeing him up in top 10, though, Zane. But yeah, he's doing well. I think what we're seeing right now is fresh tires. Not really people can make moves. I think we get about 5 to 7 more laps once these puppies get a little bit more wear. I think we're going to see those long setups come in. I'm telling you right now, possibly look out for that 88 of Dohar.
Watch out for the 88 of Dohar HD. I hear you on that, but right now it's still the Track Bar show as he's got Brian Tedeschi, the 40 of Sterlo, the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. on a 4-car breakaway, and here goes Sterlo looking to the inside to make it a 2-car battle for second.
Yeah, he's trying down low yet again, but I expect off a turn 2. Actually, the 22 of Tedeschi's got a pretty decent run on
Track Bar closes the door! Sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
Yeah, good. He definitely shut the door on them as they go side by side down the front stretch, down into turn 1. There's Tedeschi getting that 37, a little bit of bumper through turns 1 and 2.
And my alerts keep going off, and I don't know why. It's so scary.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what there. It's pretty interesting coming out of turn 2 down a backstretch. The 40 of Sterlo actually had Tedeschi cleared. Decided not to pull a slide job. There's Tedeschi on the outside, pulling a little bit of power move. Coming off a turn 4 down on front stretch with that 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. in tow, trying to pick up 3rd place.
And I fixed it. I knew what it was. We got it fixed. Little did you know, if you use Streamlabs OBS, don't have your transition scenes open because the system will automatically start playing your alerts regardless of what you decide. And we're trying to find them right now.
Interesting here, our first victim of getting loose off of turn 2. I called it in the pre-race show. The 17 of Fluffy got wicked loose there, dropped all the way outside the top 8.
And he's falling back like a rock in the Lakahatchee. He's trying to hold on here as he's moving to the inside, powering next to the Bolt. Let's see if we can't find Fluffy on our cameras, as it's a little hard not knowing where he actually officially started in the race before they went green flag. Or before they went...
Started 5th or 6th, I want to say. That's
Yeah,
where he started.
the fun part is because if it didn't line up properly, it's a little harder to find them. So let's bounce through the field to see if we can't find that 17 NOS Energy.
And while you're searching him, we've got about a 2-car breakaway as the 40 of Sterlo is up in the wall at a turn 4. But Tedeschi, I think, is pretty content riding behind his buddy, his pal. These guys iRaced together basically when iRace launched way back in the day. I think he's content with riding with him, trying to stretch his lead out as much as he can.
And let's take a look on board, looking up the front end of Brian Tedeschi, running down the 37. They have lap traffic coming off the pit road in front of them now. That could be a factor as we've watched Track Bar swing the car out wide, coming off a 4. But no, the car's going to move down low, let them race. That's the 96 of Gridlock 99. He's going to let these leaders battle it out.
Yeah, it's a smart move out of 96 of Gridlock. You know, it's kind of get out the way. You know, you're a little bit off the pace. There is cautions to be happened, I do believe. But a car right now that is struggling is this 40 of Sterlo. I think within the last 2 laps, he's hit the wall each time. So we got to watch him as this race develops. He's probably going to need to make a tire pressure change, possibly lower that right rear just a bit. He's looking wicked tight off the corners.
Wicked tight off the corners, but it is a 2-car breakaway right now with this Chevy and Ford of Track Bar and Brian Tedeschi. Let's go to Red on pit road if we can. Red, what lap are we on, and what are you hearing from your point of view?
I do not have a lap count, but what I do have is they have about 7 laps before you're going to start seeing your pits. I am seeing a good bit of damage throughout the field. That outside wall is tearing them up today.
And you talked about it, HD, that outside wall, getting them. We're seeing a lot of guys get tight. A lot of guys can't get that entry to the corner they need, and they just slide up the racetrack, smack that outside wall, give it a little tank slap, as we're watching Brian Tedeschi right now try to run down our leader track bar.
Yeah, we got a battle for third place right behind these guys, though. Looks like the 88 of Dohar's up on the outside. Just get to him. Yep, that's the 6 of Tom Tom trying to pick up P3. There's the 18 of the Bolt in the mix for a top 5 position. The 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. getting back in the mix after he got wicked loose out of turn 2 down the backstretch.
Looking off the rear deck lid of Dohar right now with the 18, the 6, the 17, and the Matthew Militia starting to get loud because here he is battling 2 by 2 for with Fluffy.
Yeah, he's on the outside of Fluffy. Dohar's kind of working both lanes down the backstretch. There's the 18 of Bolt trying to dive it down here, down into turn 3, possibly trying to pull a little slide job coming off of turn 4.
I don't know if he's going to clear him as we comes off the corner here. Dohar's still there to the quarter panel. Oh, and that's going to bring up... a little door slam by Dohar. That puts the Bolt into the 40 of Sterlo. They're 2 by 2 again.
Yeah, they're nose to nose down in a turn 1. Dohar carrying that momentum pretty well up there. This time by Bolt's got him clear for the slide job.
Bolt cleared him, but he's not out of the woods yet because Fluffy at this moment is beating the bumper off of Sterlo as they go into the corner. Single filed out, but Dohar stuck on the outside with Matthew. And look at Bolt closing that door, slamming it shut like a thunderstorm on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and as these tires get wear, this is exactly what you want to see. Bolt, about 10 laps ago, was sitting about P9. He's worked his way all at the P3 of Zane. We almost got a 3-wide situation coming out of turn 2.
These guys are starting to slice and dice and get rowdy back here. And look at Fluffy in the middle of the action. Sterlo looking to the inside now. He's going to try to make it 2 wide with Fluffy as Tom Tom's 2 wide with Matthew in front of him.
Yeah, that's going to allow Dohar to kind of separate himself just a bit. He's going to try and ride behind the 18 of the Bolt, but we got the 6 of Tom Tom repping his Kobe Bryant colors, purple and yellow, baby. Stuck on the inside. I think the high side with the tire wear is starting to come in.
Starting to come in, and Fluffy right now door to door with Tom Tom. Tom Tom's going to get the advantage off the corner. He's going to put the slide job on Fluffy. Woo! Is right, just slicing that door.
Good Lord, I don't think you're going to stuck a piece of paper between those two. Tom Tom really cutting the nose off there down a backstretch into turn 3. But it was a good nose. Here comes Fluffy looking for the crossover. Got a little loose. So Fluffy's situation, I think as the run goes on, he is getting a bit loose.
He's getting a bit loose, and he's still got pressure from Sterlo in the 40. But let's see if we can't go up front and take a look at this battle for the lead. If we can here. And it looks like Brian has closed the gap even further. He's less than a half a car length away on track bar. Working the outside line as track bar's working the bottom. And, oh, wait, is track bar's coming down.
Yeah, track bar's coming out of pit road. So green flag pit stops are underway here, Zane. And I think this right here is where Tedeschi might gain from the whole situation. He was probably able to save a whole lap of fuel. This thing goes green all the way to the end. That could be a deciding factor on who wins this. We'll see if he comes down this time by.
We're coming to lap 23, guys, so you know. Coming to lap
You're
23.
on lap 23 or going to lap 23 this time by?
Coming to lap 23 at this
All
moment.
right. Coming to lap 23, and on lap 24, we're going to take a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant as our leader, Brian Tedeschi, comes down pit road, leaving that up to the Bolt there. Let's see if we can't find the Bolt. Oh, it looks like the 43 Diego kind of wrecked going on pit road from what I see bouncing through the cameras here.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, he has huge front end damage.
Definitely huge front end damage, and he was so strong last week. And here comes the Bolt. Looks like he may bring that 18 Camry down pit road this time by. Is he going to give up the lead? Have to wait and see. Yes, and he is. And we are starting. Oh, Dohar try to sneak it in there real quick.
Hey, he's coming down pit road. This should be the start of lap 24, if I'm not mistaken, Zane.
Yes, it is. Lap 24. We're going to take a moment of silence here and let the engines do the talking.
All right, man. There's the Bolt coming off of pit road. Here comes that 22 of Beneshi coming strong on the outside. A 6 of TomTom was actually pretty much able to close that gap. Remember, that 37 of Track Bar and the 22 of Beneshi had easily well over a 10 car length lead on that whole field behind him. 6 of TomTom finds himself in the 22's tracks. No sight on the 37 though.
I'm looking at the 37 right now. He's crossing the stripe at this moment as our leader was J-Mac, who just came down pit road. He stretched that 2 extra laps over everybody else in that stint. But everyone is chasing Track Bar, and he's got a huge lead over Brian Tedeschi, almost a straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how he got this big of a lead. Good Lord. We said he had a 10-car length lead. Well, he gained about 20 cars alone on that green flag pit stop to Beneshi in a 22. So I don't know if Beneshi really messed up or Track Bar's this good everywhere he goes. I mean, really, his skills are so precise. To be able to beat him, you really do have to have a perfect race.
You really do. And what we're doing right now is I'm trying to bounce through the field to see if we can find Brian, as he's going to be the man chasing down Track Bar here. I want to see how far he really is as we bounce through the field. A lot of green flag pit. There's Brian Tedeschi. He's got the 6 of TomTom, like you said, right on his rear bumper. Let's take a look off that rear deck lid at that beautiful purple and gold of TomTom.
Yeah, I think he's more concerned just riding right now. He doesn't look like he's trying to pass at the moment as they come down to turn 1. I think he's thinking a very smart race. You got to look at this in the distance. Don't look at it right now so much as getting in position. You got to look at that gap that 37 at Track Bar has compared to you. You got to work with the people around you. TomTom running a really smart race right now.
Running a really smart race. But it's interesting, TomTom, who is usually a Ford driver, is running a Chevrolet tonight. So that is actually a different style than what we've seen TomTom drive. So maybe it's a little bit of that Chevy power giving them a little bit of extra oomph on this racetrack at Homestead.
It very well could be. Like, you need a little extra oomph on that. We might need 2 engines under that baby to be able to catch up to that 37, because he is just out gunning them right now early on. But behind these guys, Zane, we got the 18 of Bolt running P4 with the 32 of Matthew Militia, baby, running in the top 5.
And there we see Matthew about a car length back, 2 car lengths back off the 18 of the Bolt as they're trying to run down the 6 and the 22 of Tedeschi and TomTom.
And back there for P6, looks like we got the 40 of Sterlo. We got another car.
Purple and gold. Yeah, I'm trying to take a look here.
Find it. There's the 88 of Dohar in this mix. He's behind that guy. 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr.
That's going to be the 31 of Jay's Fast.
Jay Fast. Yep. Jay Fast. And we got Mike to be 34 up in this mix as well, running inside the top 10.
Yeah, and really right now you're watching these 4 guys get single file out. Now they're going to get wide down the front stretch here. Dohar looking to the inside of the 31. Is Fluffy going to go with them? Fluffy's got his pick of the litter at this moment. He can go inside, outside. Where does he want to stick that car, as Dohar is trying to use as much aero as he can to get around this 31 as we come off 2?
I think he's going to let it go with the 88 down the backstretch. I think it's a good move. He's raced with Dohar quite a bit through the Pro League on different consoles, but he knows him fairly well. He knows he's got the skill set to get it done. There's Dohar completing that slide job on the 31 down our front stretch, kind of leaving Fluffy out to hang just a bit.
Leaving Fluffy out to hang, but Fluffy's working that inside groove as much as it's worth as we're looking at the front end of that 31 car as Fluffy's made the pass, now looking to the inside of Dohar as we come off of turn 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, coming off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Actually looks like the 22 of Brian Tedeschi going to get a little bit of loose. He's going to lose a ton of time. He's going to drop back behind actually the 32 of Go Fast Matt. He got wicked loose that time by.
Yeah, I saw him all the way down to the apron from the front end here of the 31. He slid all the way down to the bottom of the track, got the wheels back under him, moved it back in line, moved him back to 4th as he's got a hungry set of cars coming after him right now.
That's only going to kill their momentum to the 37 of Track Bar, because now we got the 6 of TomTom all by himself up there running P2. I expect within the next 4 to 5 laps, the 18 of the Bolt, the 32 of Go Fast Matt, the 22 of Brian Tedeschi should catch up to him. That would create a 4-car train and possibly help them that much more to be able to catch that 37.
Let's take a look off the rear end of the 6 car and try to take a look at that gap. It's almost about 8 to 12 car lengths between him and the 18. And if this Toyota and 2 Fords can get lined up, they can run this lone Chevy down. Oh, someone just wrecked down the backstretch coming off a 2, smacking the inside wall. I don't know if you saw that, HD.
Yeah, that's the 66th of Mike D, if I'm not mistaken, who was up there running in the top 10. Got wicked loose, well below the driver line, so caution should not come out. And there's a huge pack right here that I'm looking at with more dogs in. Not really sure what position this is for, but good Lord, they're all over each other.
Trying
I'm
to take a
actually
look here.
following up with that same pack. That's going to be your 10th, 11th, 12th. Looks like 10th through 15th, all nose to tail. We have seen some 2 and 3 wide at times, though. But you're looking at lap 34 of 134 tonight, and you're also 8 to 10 laps from your next pit.
Gotcha, and we're watching this battle at Red, as you talked about here, and HD. The 42, the 12, the 47, the 5, the 8, and I think the other one, I couldn't make them out for a moment there, but these guys are now starting to get single filed out as we dive into the corner, but they were 2, 3 wide in some instances of the track.
And they're still going at it, Zane, man. There's that 42 up on the high side. He's going to clear him this time by as that 4 car gets a little bit loosey-goosey there at the turn 2. We're talking about it all night long. That right there is treacherous, especially if you're on the outside of someone. You can just demolish whoever is down low. But they are going at it here for 10th place.
Definitely, and look at the 12 car of Tetro. He has fallen back. He is now battling side by side with the 4. He's going to get in line as these guys single file out from 10th on back.
Yeah, we still got the 4 of Kane Rainey down low. He's trying to get by. He's trying to squeeze by the 8 of Big John down here. Big John, yet again, having a great race. He's been having a hell of a season all season long. Up in this pack, we got to throw a quick shout-out to Sledgehammer. I know he says we don't mention his name quite often, but here we are, Sledgehammer, running just out the top 10. Going to get a top 10, boy.
I was like, did he text you while driving? Because I feel like that should be against the rules if he did that right now. But now we're watching off of Moordog as he's battling the 4 car of K. Rainey, running down the 8 car in front of him. That's going to be Big John Stud, my middle name Mud, with Chrome Capone in the 42, looking to the inside of the 47 of Sledge. No, wait, Sledge is actually driving Sledge is driving the 24 tonight, so he swapped spots with Jose. So that's Jose in the 47 tonight.
So Sledge had a car and he switched?
He switched because he was going to drive the 24 for Kobe Bryant. It was his way of giving an homage to Kobe tonight.
Gotcha. Now I understand. So I don't know who's in.
That's going to be in the 47 tonight. That will be Jose 720, who normally drives the 24 car.
Interesting.
Hope that math helped you
go.
out.
Well, you know me, I'm not really too good at math.
Hey, neither am I, but you're great at lap counts. And
Oh
actually,
my God.
what I want to do real quick, because you know it's a little nipply in my house right now. It's a little chilly, so I want to crank it up with some filter time just for a few moments here.
All right, buddy. All right, guys, and here we go after that Crank It Up session brought to you by FilterTime. Ladies and gentlemen, and especially you gentlemen, man, I know you're tired of getting yelled at by your old lady by not changing those filters. Make sure to go to FilterTime.com. they'll be delivered right to your doorstep, and you will never forget again to change those filters. And Zane, while we were doing that crank it up session, in the second round of green flag pit stops are actually starting to start. Whoa, good lord, the 6 of Tom getting a little loosey-goosey then at a turn 2. The Bolt of 18 was able to move all the way up to P2.
All the way up to P2, and our leader, Track Bar, who was our leader when this green flag cycle started, he's already down on pit road, but let's see if we can't go find the 18 of the Bolt as he's still on track, turning these laps. And there he is, diving into turn 1. So the real question is he going to stay out and push it 2 extra laps, or will it be a situation where he's going to come in this time by?
Me, personally, I think he pushed it to 2 laps. I mean, Track Bar's got such a huge lead at this actually, it looks like he's coming down now. There's that international symbol dipping down to the white line saying, hey, buddy, don't run me over in turn 4 because I'm going to be hitting the brakes here. Yep, he's slow.
Hard on the brakes, dropping her down.
Pretty good pit entry by the 18 of Bolt, so hopefully they'll be able to make up some time on the 37.
Let's bounce through the field here. There's the 40 of Sterlo. Can't make that car out in front of him. It looks like the 31 of Jay's Fast, and then Brian Tedeschi in front of them, because I think the 96 is still a couple laps down here of gridlock.
Yeah. I think a
Right
car
now,
though.
I'm the leader, guys. Big John is in second, Moordog in third, leads Justin, J-Mac. We have not pitted. I'm coming in for my stop right now.
All right, let's see if we can't find Mr. Where are you? Dohar! I forgot your name.
I'm on pit road!
As you hear the radio communication yelling at his team that he's on pit road already. And we see the Bolt coming off pit road right now, HD.
Yeah, and now we got to kind of keep our eye on the J-Mac attack. Remember, he was able to stretch his baby 2 more laps than Dohar last time during that green flag pit stop. If he can do it again, essentially, maybe he's going to be up 4 laps on the entire field, and that would be huge as we come down. There's only getting about, what, 17 to 20 laps per run. He could possibly cut out an entire green flag pit stop.
Let's go to our man on pit road, Red. What are you seeing? How long are these guys actually going to be able to last? And what would you do if you're in J-Mac's position?
The problem always comes to the balancing act. You know, you're balancing, yeah, you can stay out a little longer, but you're losing that much time to people on fresh tires. So maybe give it an extra lap or 2 if you can somehow, you know, short pit the last run. But I would probably lean to going in basically when everybody else goes in.
I'm watching J-Mac right now, Red. Great information. Thank you for that insight. It's like he's racing behind an entire Lakers squad as he's got 3 purple and gold tribute machines in front of him, and he's still staying out. He hasn't taken this Tracker Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet down pit road yet. So the question is when is J-Mac going to start making this trip? Because, oh, wait, here it is, that international sign HD dipping down below the line on the backstretch, so we know he's coming in this time by. But I got to say, I watched him get squirrely a few times on that last 2 laps.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough situation. I think one thing where it could benefit him if he does trap, actually, a lot of these people are lap down and a caution does come out. Then, I mean, you're possibly looking at being on the lead lap with only probably like 7 cars out of the 30 plus that gridded tonight. And that right there very well could dramatically increase your chances of winning this thing. But as Zane, we completed our second round of green flag pit stops. Good Lord, what great racing these guys are putting together. Shout out to the Dohar and the whole admins, man. This league, since we first started, really turned it around due to the caution count. They said they believed in themselves, and they're doing it right here, and they're showing that it can be done. But the 37 Track Bar still has got a full straightaway on second place.
A full Track Bar definitely does, and that's who we're watching right now. Is this man is on auto cruise, autopilot. He's got a robot in his machine. He's USB'd into his Xbox. He's not even actually racing. He's doing it with his mind while he's sipping a macchiato because he's in a different area code or zip code at this moment with how fast he is.
Yeah, and running here, I think we got quite a bit of people actually in P2. It looks like we got, I think it's going to be the 18 of the Bolt, 32 of Matt, 22 of Badeshi. There's the 6 of Tom, 40 of Sterlo up in the mix, close to the top 5 as well. But I think with the car the Bolt is passing right now, I do believe that's a lap down vehicle.
I think that might be a lap down car as we're looking off at Tedeschi right now as the Matthew Militia 32 or I should say the Go Fast Matt in that 32, is working around that lap down car, trying to run down the Bolt, and Tedeschi is trying to run down this 32 Ford.
Yeah, he's got the draft, so he should be able to do it, especially with Matt going side by side here in the corner. He won't be able to exactly carry the momentum up off of it, as the 19's not really checking up. He's actually going to door the 32 just a bit.
Yep, he's saying, no, don't put me a lap down. And Brian Tedeschi just giving him a bully job almost. From that in-car shot, it looked like he just destroyed that 19 going into 3.
Yeah, that's going to be the 19 of Freddie.
Oh, Freddie.
I knew you could do that.
Right, and we're looking up the front end right now of the 22 as he's working on the rear bumper of the 32. Both these Fords trying to run down that lone Camry. Someone getting loose off of 2 in front of him. I don't know who that was, but that was a scary pucker up your butthole moment.
Yeah, and actually, I'm on a 5 of War Dog. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but he's spinning down into turns 1 and 2. Don't think he got loose. He probably had a little help with that one.
Doesn't look like that's going to bring out a caution, though. There's still green flag racing here. Let's take a look here. I'm over at Track Bar, I think. No, this is not Track Bar, is it? Oh, nope. It is Track Bar. All by himself. Nobody wants to play with Track Bar as he's a man possessed. Still almost a straightaway and a half away from the 22, the 18, the 32.
I will say
the 25 wrecking on the backstretch. This might bring out our caution here if everyone doesn't clear him. Let's take a look.
Yeah, oh my God, people are going through him.
Well, he's hard on the brakes right now. He's not moving.
There's a car literally sitting on the backstretch. You see that?
The 25, we were just watching that. He hit the outside wall really hard, got his foot on the brake, and if you actually hold the brake long enough, the game will make you invisible where other drivers won't hit you. You see it sometimes happen at road courses when you clip the course and it stops you on the track.
I have no clue, man. I don't know. I just saw 3 cars literally go through a vehicle, and I was scared.
It's Patrick Swayze driving the car. Just let it happen. That was a Ghost reference if no one caught that. I apologize. That was a deep cut. But now we're back here at this battle between the 18, the 32, and the 22 from the FilterTime blimp cam. And right now, Brian Tedeschi can't close that gap on the 32 like he wants. He can get about a car length away, HD, but he just can't get any closer. Same thing for Matt with the 18. He's about 4 car lengths back, and he can't close that gap anymore.
I mean, it could be because of that, but it could also be because he's trying to save maybe some fuel. Maybe he doesn't want to pass him. Maybe he wants to sit here, draft off these 2 cars in front of him, maybe save about a lap or 2 as I'm looking at the 48 of more smoke, and he's going to get loose out of turn 2, down the backstretch, able to save it. But maybe he's in save mode, Zane.
It's possible. We have yet to have a caution flag come out. We've had 2 green flag stops already. So these guys may be in conservation mode. They could be pulling out their calculators or pen and paper, trying to calculate how many laps they need to save to be able to make the fewest amount of pit stops. As we're seeing Dohar, J-Mac, and the Bolt are pushing these cars a couple of extra laps, but really J-Mac has been the class of the field with the strategy. He's done it week in, week out. He's put himself in the top 5, and then late in the race, a green-white checkered comes out, and he drops from the top 5 back to the top 8 to outside the top 10. So if this stays green, this might be the J-Mac Attacks race.
It could be, and I'm going to go back to a race that I just caught on Thursday night in NNR, and actually give Dohar a quick shout-out, too. Last week, NNR, CGMX Rose, without a doubt, had the fastest car out on track. I mean, he was leaps and bounds, basically lapping people at Richmond Speedway. Race went pretty much all the way green. Dohar ended up winning that off of fuel strategy, so I really wouldn't write Mr. Track Bar's name down in the books for a win yet.
And HD, while you're talking about that race that for NNR and Dohar, Brian Tedeschi has closed that car length gap to less than half a car length, but now it's starting to stretch out again through the corners. Can he run down Matt? He almost got to his inside coming off the corner. It looks like he is going to catch him. No, he's not down the front stretch as he's going to fall back in line single file going into 1.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little bit of loose out of turn 4. You saw the car sway to the outside, put into the wall just for a minute. Maybe he's going to try and build his momentum up, riding a little bit higher compared to Matt coming down a backstretch. Here comes that 22 with a decent run down to the turn 3. Let's see what he does.
Closes up on the bumper, looks to the outside, just can't get enough momentum to stay with him. Matt seems to get a little wobbly coming off the corner. That's going to help Brian run him down on the backstretch. He's closer this time. Is he going to dive bomb him going into 1? No, he's not. Looks like he scraped the outside wall, and now he's back about 2-3 car lengths.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I don't know. It's something like bounced him into the wall, it looked like. But, I mean, I think he's actually, I don't necessarily think he's trying to pass. Every time he gets close, you kind of see him back up just a bit. I think that's him backing up out of the gas.
And Matt lifted hard. It looks like Matt's going to be coming down pit road this time by. That's going to give the spot to Brian as he's now running down the 22.
That's a smart move out of the 32 at Go Fast Matt, realizing he was about to come down for his third green flag pit stop of the night. Did not want to have the chance of the 22 running him over in turn 4. So smart play out of the 32.
We're watching this battle between the 18 and the 22. 22's coming down pit road. That's going to leave the 18, and we've started this third cycle of green flag pit stops. Oh, wait. Yes, he did. He gave the international signal just like IHOP, except it's called iPit, where these guys go down as far as they can on the backstretch to say, hey, I'm coming down pit road. As you said, don't run me over coming through 4. That's going to leave Bolt by himself. But really what we're going to keep our eyes here is on Dohar and J-Mac. These guys have been stretching the fuel mileage, and let's see if we can't find those two in the field.
You know, I got a funny story about IHOP, man. I got to tell this story.
All right, what about IHOP?
About 3 years ago, right, I'm sitting in a parking lot. I mean, look, International House of Pancakes. I've never been there. Well, I never realized that IHOP and International House of Pancakes were literally the same thing until I was about, like 2 years ago. It took me 25 years to realize that it's exactly the same place.
HD, it says it on, like, everything. It says IHOP, International House of How did you... I got lots of questions for you.
See, Zane, I don't like to read. And to be fair, I don't think I've actually ever been to IHOP, so...
Wow. I'm telling you, what you really need is just go there and get, like, a big old stack of flapjacks and drink a whole bunch of coffee. That's what all the high school kids used to do growing up. They would go to IHOP, they would hang out in the smoking section like they were cool, and sit there for 6 hours. And it's like, why is this the cool thing to do on a Friday night? That's when you realized you hung out with nerds.
Oh,
Little pit road update. There seems to be a couple of different pit options people are taking. I'm on board with Big John, and he's looking at about 6 more laps before he has to pit, whereas someone like a More Smoke has got about a lap left. So there is different pit stops, and how that's going to play out is going to be very interesting. But boys, we have ran 63 caution-free laps.
Woo, 63 caution-free laps. I think we all may have been off on our over-under tonight for Homestead, guys.
I mean, did anybody say 0?
No, none of us said 0. Well, I guess you could say Nicky Job said 0, so they can give us an answer. Do they win by default then if there is no cautions?
I think the whole league wins if there's no cautions. I mean, that's a huge feat, man. 30-plus cars at Homestead with how loose it is out of turn 2. These guys are doing a phenomenal of a job.
And we're seeing a few drivers, and you've talked about it, get loose, lose the wheel of the car, the handling of it. And watch right now, we're watching the 88 of Dohar get pushed and beat and banged by the 22 of Brian Tedeschi. We're really starting to see that tire wear situation come into play now.
I think that's
No, that's just the 22 being impatient.
As we hear the radio of Dohar talking to his team.
22's got fresh tires, man. He said, hey, Dohar, get that slow hunk of junk up out of the way. I got to go, baby.
Some drivers are saying Dohar's driving slow enough to drive Miss Daisy right now, as he's got a pack of hungry drivers behind him and around him just getting swallowed by purple and gold.
Yeah, I feel like I'm playing for the Lakers right now.
Let's talk to Dohar real quick. Dohar, how's that car feeling right now, and how long are you going to keep her out there? You don't have to tell us that.
Feels good. Car feels good. We're getting ready to come down pit road. Kind of see the trend of the race going this way, so we kicked it into really high fuel saving here. So we're going to come down pit road this time. Let me get my signal. We know the eight of Big John, the 3 of J-Mac, a couple others got a couple laps on us on the fuel counter, so we might have to make that back. But overall, car's doing really good. It's a top 10 car no matter what, so we're just going to try and go for broke, try and get a win.
And there goes Dohar on pit road. We heard from him. The car feels good. He's going make or break, go big or go home. He's trying to keep these laps with J-Mac, but right now, J-Mac and Big John just fuel mileage masters at this moment at Homestead.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see how actually much fuel they have in their tanks. Because at this point, Zane, if they're saving about 2 to 3 laps, I mean, he said it was 6 laps on a More Smoke. How much laps do these guys have? I mean, they've already basically almost got to be about a full cycle that they don't have to do.
A cycle and a half, maybe.
Like,
you gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Just look at the big picture of it right now, because I think Red, correct us if we're wrong here, but you said that Big John had anywhere between 8 to 9 laps of fuel left in his car at one point.
He was at 6 to 7. 6 to 7 to a More Smokes 1. So he had definitely been saving some.
Yeah, so he had 6 to 7 to a More Smoke, and I don't know if More Smoke possibly started to save me compared to the 37 at Track Bar. You know, the 3's been saving the whole time, so at that point, I'm going to say he was definitely double digits compared to everybody.
And as we're bouncing through the field right now, these guys are all spaced out a lot across the track right now. We're seeing huge gaps between drivers, and we haven't seen this kind of race in a really long time, HD. A long green flag run and just fuel mileage strategy come into play.
Hey, man, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know who's going to win this at this point.
I sometimes wish we had a better tool.
Yeah, me too.
And I think I see Big John coming down pit road right now. Let's take a look if that is Big John. Yes, Big John is now on pit road, HD. So he's going to give up control of this race. And let's see if we can't put our eyes on Track Bar. Where is he on the track in correlation to the rest of the drivers? Let's look off the rear deck lid back behind him. The closest cars are almost a whole straightaway away. And I think, you know, to 22 to 18 and everyone else is even further back at this point. So Track Bar kind of riding pretty at this moment if this stays green.
So here we are right here between Track Bar and the 22, but actually the 18 of Bolt.
Oh, the 19 of Freddie just slid in front of him and wrecked.
Oh, yeah, there's a huge wreck down here in the turn 3. 19 of Freddie up on the track. Looks like that's the 43.
There's our caution.
Caution is out, Zane. First one of the night.
First one of the night, and that's going to change up and shake some things up as we're looking at some heavy damage on the 5, the 25. Who else has got damage out here? The 66 has got a front end. The 24's beat. The 43 of Diego, strong last week. This week just having a handful with that 43 Richard Petty machine.
Quick rundown of your top 5 coming for pit road. It's going to be Track Bar, Go Fast Matt, Bolt, Tedeschi, and Tom Tom. Looks like Jay's Fast is going to be 6th, 7th, Fluffy Racing, Jeff P. Tetro, Jose 720, and Stout Whiskey rounding out your top 10.
Man.
So there you go. That's a big run out of Stout Whiskey. That name stuck out to me. I love Stout Whiskey, man. He's my boy. Love him to death. Good to see him running inside the top 10. But Zane, we're about to take it green here at Homestead-Miami with Mr. Track Bar, your race leader.
Green at Homestead. Yes, we are. And Track Bar now 2x2 with Matthew Militia getting loud as he's on the outside in that 32 with the 22 and the 18 behind them, 2 wide. And here we see the 37 of Track Bar making that Chevrolet bumper wide.
Yeah, he's going to go up to the high line. He's going to pull that draft of the 32 and go fast, Matt. Down into turn 3. He's going to zip down low. Going to carry the 18's momentum. Trying to keep these guys side by side down the front stretch to kill their momentum.
And we're looking off the rear deck lid of the 37 HD as he's working those lanes of draft. We see Matt now slide to the bottom lane, leaving Brian all alone on the outside. Track Bar moving to the middle to the high lane. He's going to bring the 32 and the 22 with him. And Bolt all alone by himself. Matt tries to throw it down there, but once again, Track Bar slams the door like a thunderstorm.
Yeah, that was a huge block right there, the 37 Track Bar, and a good piece of driving from the 32 and go fast Matt to realize he was about to do that. Track Bar washes up the track just a bit on the turn 2, but Brian Tedeschi's draft should help him out entering the turn 1.
And this is what Track Bar wants to see right now in his rearview mirror. These two Fords racing side by side for position. If they get together, that means he can walk away. But Tedeschi pushing and beating and banging on that 37 bumper.
Yeah, we saw this in the first green flag run where Tedeschi was actually riding on the out right behind that 37 Track Bar. They stretched their lead to about 10 car lengths until that first green flag pit stop. Track Bar blew it out the water, had about a whole straightaway on him. I think Tedeschi this time buys as laps are winding down. Get a little bit more race here, especially with the heat he's got behind him.
He's got a lot of heat behind him. That 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr., unofficial Ford teammates. The 32 of Go Fast Matt, another Ford. If these three get lined up, they may be able to move this 37 Chevrolet out of the way for the lead.
Yeah, Fluffy's actually going to get to the rear quarter panel of the 22, but actually he's going to go side by side down the front stretch, 2 by 2, down into turn 1. It looks like there might be a wreck developing in the back of the pack, though they're all able to hold it together.
Chrome Capone got a little loose off of 4. He dropped it all the way down to the infield. He's going to keep it going straight as we watch Track Bar stretch his legs on the 22. They're 2 by 2 behind the 22 of the 17 and the 18 of the Bolt, but Bolt's got the help with the 32 of Matt as we go into 3 and 4.
Yeah, these guys are going at it for third and second place. Track Bar's now extended his lead about 3 car lengths.
And we're watching this battle develop behind him. Let's see. Now we're on Brian Tedeschi looking back as he's got a rear view mirror full of that Ford Mustang 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse. And Fluffy Stenhouse has got a rear view mirror full of a Camry of the 18 of the Bolt. And you say it every week, HD. A focus bolt is a deadly bolt. And this could be his shot to win again and solidify that points lead. But he's got to get around 2 hungry Fords and 1 dominant Chevrolet.
Yeah, I've been watching Bolt early on in this run to see how he can compete with these guys. We know he started outside the top 10 to start the race, worked his way only up to 3rd place. From what I've seen, he's looking a little bit loose, so I think the Bolt's got a good long-run car. I think, and caution might be out, 2nd caution of the night.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a caution's out. Those horses are lifting. They're woeing back. 2nd caution of the night. Cautions bring cautions, but you know what? That's kind of what we're probably going to start seeing. Patience is going to go out the window. The rule book is going to go in the fireplace on a cold night because the laps are starting to wind down. And if you can, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? And how many laps we got left?
Yes, sir. It looks like the field has been pretty spread out. About the top 20 are on the lead lap. Looks like 25th is actually a lap down. Unfortunately, Diego, DD18, and 26th a lap down himself. 4 fresh ones, of course, full of fuel. We'll be looking at around 52 laps to go when the green flag.
52 laps to go.
Hey, I'm going to cut you off, but we got a position change. Under pit road conditions, a 22 of Adeshi, your new race leader, as green flags in the air here at Homestead.
Green flag in the air, and we're watching this battle as Track Bar uses that outside line to his advantage, slams the door shut on the 22, or did the 22 lift to give him the room he needs, as Brian may be just using that 37 to his advantage to save as much fuel as possible in these last couple of stints.
I don't know if he lit or 37 is just that much better. I mean, good Lord, I've never seen anybody on the outside at Homestead-Miami clear a man before he got to turn 1. There's the 18, the Bolt.
Oh, the Bolt!
Outside wall.
Big wreck.
Huge cars. I think someone's flipping down the front stretch. Oh my God, that's the big one at Miami. 15 plus cars involved in that one.
All leaders too as well, HD. Those were a lot of the dominant cars here tonight, as that's going to bring out our 3rd caution at Homestead.
Yeah, as I'm looking at the chat in here and woo, trying to see who caused that one. Don't want to throw any drama, but I kind of like when they chat during the race because I kind of get the what they're thinking about throwing it. Man, I like this. I think they should chat. I know they kind of said not to do it, but woo, this is kind of fun reading this stuff.
And really, it looked like, honestly, because we were looking up the rear deck lid of the 37 and the 22 and that restart, and it looks like just the Bolt kind of got a little wobbly. And whoa, shake up the 37 way back in this pack here. We have a new race leader. I'm trying to take a look, and that's the 47 and the 42 of Chrome Cabone and Jose 720 as we're looking up the front end of the 34 of Stout Whiskey, who's in 3rd.
And that's why I like to call a short run, quick caution. Couple people are elected to take a strategy. Well, here it is, Jose 720 and at 47. Coming off of turn 2 down a backstretch with the 34 of Stout Whiskey in tow.
34 of Stout Whiskey in tow, the 42 in 3rd, the 1 of Skirt Bush in 4th. But here he comes, the 22 of Brian Tedeschi, working the outside lane. Can he get up and around our leaders?
And 22, but actually getting a little loose that time by. At a turn 4 down a backstretch. Zane, we got a wreck towards the back of the pack. Don't think it's going to bring out a caution.
That's going to bring it out. There they are. They're lifting right now. That is a caution. No, wait. No, they're still green. I thought they were lifting. They all lifted at the same time there.
Well, this one might bear a caution as we got the one of Skirt Bush spinning down to the inside. No one else collected. I think we should stay green. But as we stay green, still Jose 720, and I love seeing this man out front. I call him the community man, the cleanest racer out here. Well-renowned, no name on the Xbox side, showing it yet again.
Showing it yet again, and let's see if we can't get up there to that front battle. But right now, I'm on board with the 37 right now, and he is now looking at this top 5 battle going, boys, I need you out of my way. This Chevrolet, and he's right back in first place as he's working on the bumper, looks to the inside of the 22, and he rolls so well through the middle of the corners. Here he comes off 3 wide for the lead. The Bolt and 37 are going to sneak by. Oh, I hear a big wreck behind him. Another big one down the front stretch, HC. That's probably going to bring out a caution.
Oh, my good lordy, the 48 or more smoke taking a ride. And that one was, this was this caused by. It's caused by a 3-wide situation here, Zane. The Bolt was looking up underneath. It absolutely was not his fault at all. He had about 2 car lengths, but it was the 42, a chrome component, washed up the track just a bit, put that 47 to the wall. Everybody else behind him had just nowhere to go.
And you hate to see it happen here at Homestead. They were 3 wide, and Bolt gave him a lot of room, and they almost went 4 wide for a second there with Track Bar getting the run on the inside right when that caution came out. But yes, you're absolutely right. The 42 and the 47 just ran out of room, racing for the same line, and then the big one came out again.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a racing situation. He got tight. Yeah, he could have lit it, but it's tricky. You know, the Bolt had fresher tires. And here we are, Moordog playing a little bit of strategy, getting up to your pole position. New race leader for the first time tonight. Still 5 Moordog with the 18 on Bolt on the outside of him. And green flags in the air yet again. A Homestead-Miami brought to you by FilterTime.
And as we dive into turn 1, the 5, the 18, the 37, the 22, and the 32 will round out your top 5. And Track Bars look so dominant in this race that right now the Moordog better watch out, because that 37 is going to make a move. He's got the 32 beating on his bumper as we come into 3, and Bolt is in no man's land with the 22.
Yeah, Moordog's going to wash up the track there. That's going to open up the door for the 37 on Track Bar down the front stretch. He's to his quarter panel. Zane, I expect as we come out of turn 2, Mr. Track Bar will be your race leader.
So we're watching here. Track Bar gets the advantage. Is he going to pull the slide job off at 2? He does pull the slide job. New leader at Homestead. Move Track Bar to first. Moordog to second. But Moordog isn't giving up that easily as he's right on the bumper of that Camaro.
Yeah, sitting there P3, excuse me. That's the 32. I know Matt Mathia out there in chat's going wild as their boys. Currently running 3rd place. We got the 18 of Bolt running P4, a side-by-side battle for P5 between the 22 of Badeshi and it looks like the 6 of Tom Tom.
And we're watching right now as Track Bar starting to stretch his legs again. Back up front, a car length gap between him and the 5 car. The 32 is about less than a half a car length behind the 5. And that 18, you called him the Bolt, is about half a car length away from the 32. If they can find a way to get to the bumper of this 37, they may have a chance, but it sounds like another wreck. No, just someone beating the outside wall off a 4. We're still green flag racing at Homestead. But here's the thing, is I want to go on board for a lap with Track Bar and just listen to how this car rolls to the corners, chat, and listen to how he just gets such a great drive off to keep this lead.
Yeah, go fast, Matt there. You're getting a little loose out of turn 2. That's going to allow the 18 to Bolt to get up on the outside of him, followed by Badeshi. But yeah, you know, something I'm noticing, though, Zane, is Track Bar's not really leaving these guys. All early on in this race, he was able to keep them side by side, keeping them racing. They're still right on his bumpers about 5 laps into this run.
And Moordog right now trying to close that gap. He sneaks it in there as they're 2 by 2 behind our leader Track Bar as we come off of turn 2. And this is what Track Bar wants to see, these guys racing. Moordog gets a little loose. That's going to open the gap for the 18, the 22 with him. Moordog door slams the 18, says, no. This is not how this is going to play out as he dives into the bottom white line. 3 wide for 2 as we come off of turn 4.
Yeah, I don't know what that door slam was all about, but if I'm Bolt, I'm definitely writing that down on my notebook, and I'm going to remember that one. I'm going to pay it back even harder if I get the opportunity to do it. Yeah, we got a 3-car train up on a high side, 5 of Moordogs down low. There's that 37 Track Bar still leading it. He's going to try and pull 5, but he opened the door up for the 22, but then she's out into turn 3.
Move 22 of Brian Tedeschi to the lead as we come off of turn 4. Can he hold off this hard-charging Camry and Camaro? This is the first time Brian's been in the lead like this. As we come to the line, give that lap to Penske as Brian Tedeschi is our new leader going into 1.
And Track Bar's actually going to drop back to P3. The 18 of Bolts can move to P2 as they're 2x2 back there for P4 and P5.
Oh, and there goes, I can't tell who that was. Was that the 8 car that just door slammed the 5?
Yeah, the 8 got a little loose out of turn 2. They're going to go 3 wide with the 88 of Dohar up top.
And something happened to Brian. Brian just dropped back to third. He is now in a 2-car battle with the 8 car, the 5, and the 88 now. They're making it 3 wide again down the front stretch.
Yeah, someone shot off the pit road, and there they go. This might bring out a caution.
Whoa, that's, I don't know. I just saw a car fly. That's definitely going to bring out a caution.
Caution's out, man. What a battle, though, up there during that run. And, Red, if we can get a lap count, buddy.
He's not there at the moment. He texted me. He had to take care of some bio functions. Without giving too much details away. I hope you understood what I meant there.
Well, I hope I got it right.
Me?
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
Dohar,
Dohar,
yeah.
how you doing?
Hi, I'm mad.
Why are you mad? Tell us why you're mad. Talk us through it.
Cause we're all driving ridiculous out here.
Let's make it interesting.
Pandemonium.
Well, how many laps you got left, Dohar?
I think it was 35 when that caution came out, so probably about like 33, 32. I'll let you know here when I cross the start finish line. I'll go with you to green. It looks like the Bolt got the lead there on the pit stops, track bar. I think a lot of guys were fuel saving there. That's why you saw kind of track bar choking up the field a little bit. It was going to be tight on a fuel window for some of them. But it's going to be 32 to go here, guys.
And we're green flag racing once again at Homestead HD, and we're going to ride on board with the 37 on this restart. And let's see if he can run down the Bolt and get around him as they go through turn 2, off the exit, down the backstretch, and it's a drag race for first place.
Yeah, track bar right there, pulling a hell of a move off of turn 2, able to pull that little bit of crossover as the 18 of Bolt washes up the track. Here they are going down to turns 3 and 4, side by side off of turn 4 and side by side right behind them.
Still side by side, 2 by 2, all through back behind them, all the way back to 10th place. As Track Bar and the 18 are drag racing off of turn 2 again. Give the position though to the 37. Can the 18 stay with him? He's at his rear quarter panel as we're on the new fancy rear quarter panel camera powered by FilterTime.
Yeah, I think Track Bar should get him this time by coming out of turn 4. Actually, no, maybe not. Bolt actually hanging in there pretty strong. Last time he struggled just a bit with a huge run down a front stretch into turn 1.
And he is getting help from the 8 car. The 8 of Big John Stud, my middle name Mud, pushed him all the way down the front stretch to put him side by side with our leader Track Bar again. And it's another drag race down the backstretch.
Yeah, they're still door to door beating it. Track Bar giving them no room this time by into turn 3. He's going to ride him up the track just a bit, but Bolt not giving an edge either. This is some epic racing from 2 of the best here in eSpark.
And this is championship contention right here. Bolt leapfrogged Track Bar last week after the race. This week, he's our points leader. These 2 guys are first and second in the championship standings. Look at the Bolt squeeze down as much as he can on Track Bar. He's fallen back as we're watching from the blimp cam. 3 wide for second back there between the 88, the 22, and the 8. 88 of Dohar diving to the inside. Can he get it to stick to move to second?
Yeah, 88 dove it down in there, but I think going back to that previous corner, Zane, I think the 37 may have hit the 18's door just a bit, bumped him up out of the way. That's going to allow the 37 to Track Bar to get sole position. But here's the 88, currently under that 22 of Brian Badeshi. He's trying to pick up P3.
And they're 4 wide off of turn 4? No, that's turn 2. As they go down the backstretch, now they're going to get double fouled back out. But look at this. You got the 37, the 18, the 22, the 88, and then behind them, 3 wide. Dohar is going to get bumped by Tedeschi. They're going to get 4 wide. Dohar still leaning on the 5 car. And there's a big wreck on the front stretch, and that's going to collect our leaders.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Coming out of turn 4. Some contact, it looked like, between the 88 and the 22.
And that's going to bring out the 6th caution of the night there?
I think so, yeah.
The laps are winding down, the patience is gone, and everyone thinks they can win it because look at the speed these guys are throwing out there. And let's talk about the Bolt, HD. He worked that outside line like a champ. He got the car to stick, roll off, use that momentum to stay with track bar for 3-4 laps. The real question is how much of that those tires did he burn out doing that, racing him so aggressively?
Well, I think it really doesn't matter. I think everybody's coming out for 4 freshies, I think. You know, we're
True.
about like 30 laps last time. As far as tire use goes, it's probably about even, in my opinion. Well, here goes the 34 Stout Whiskey changing my mind because he's going to pull a little bit of strategy game, and he's going to move himself up the P1. But you know who that helps the most, Zane? That's going to be the 18 of Bolt because that's going to push the 37 of Track Bar to the outside.
He's going to push the 37 track bar to the outside, but he's going to slide into second place right there in front of the 18 of the Bolt. So now he's single filed out behind Big John. The question I have to ask, did Big John not decide to pit there because he knows he can stretch it, but track bar's going to look to the inside? Is the 18 of the Bolt going to go with him as they're 2x2 for the lead?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants to be down low right now with the 34 Stout Whiskey up on the high side. He's going to be a sitting duck.
Caution's out.
Another caution out yet again.
All right, we don't need another caution. Let's leave it at 7 because that means I win the caution draw, and I feel good about myself because my dark horse and my pick to win are nowhere to be found after that last caution.
I don't even remember who I. Oh, I picked the 18 of Bolt. Yeah, we're so good.
Yeah, you're good. I picked Tedeschi and Diego's just having a rough night at Homestead. He's a California boy, so that East Coast jet lag is getting him right now. And Brian Tedeschi looked strong all night, and he got caught up in that last incident coming off of 4. So I'm really starting to bite my nails a little bit.
Yeah, and Dohar or Red, if we can get a lap count, we got to be getting close. About 20 laps to go. I'm going to say 17.
I'm going to say about 20. Dohar, you got a copy on your radio.
Copy.
How many laps you got left here when you go green? Just shout it out and go back to focus on racing.
I think it's 19.
19 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flags back out in the air here with the 37 at Track Bar sitting P1, 32 of Go Fast Matt on the outside, 66 in Zane. There was a little bit of strategy play. I think the 37 in this bunch didn't take tires because the 18 of Bolt finds himself sitting outside the top 10.
Outside the top 10 for the Bolt, but right now the Matthew Militia getting on their feet as he's got a chance to take the lead from this 37, but there is the 66 of Mike DB running there in third, now second on the inside of Matt, and I hear big calamity through turn 3 and 4.
My God, the 96 took orbit.
All I heard was destructions and sheet metal flying off the rear camera for a half a second.
Well, people are wondering when we're going back to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, we went back on 1/27/2020 at 12:14 a.m. 96 took flight.
Elon Musk wasn't involved. No SpaceX needed for this flight. It was eSpark flight induced.
Woo! Good Lord Almighty.
Now, here's something interesting, right? We're going to see the Bolt stuck back there in traffic. Now, you got to wonder, are these guys going to make another trip down pit road, get 4 fresh tires, top these cars off with Sunoco virtual race fuel, or is someone like the Track Bar going to stay out? Well, you predicted he possibly didn't take tires this last stop, right?
I'm going to say like the top 10 didn't take tires because the Bolt was running B2, dropped all the way back. And Zane, I think everybody's done taking tires for the rest of the race.
It looks that way as Track Bar is going to be our leader with the 66 of Mike DB on his outside, the 32 of the Matthew Militia running inside of the top second row, and I can't make out that third car or the fourth car on the outside there. That is the 24 of Sledge.
24 Sledge running inside the top 5. 37 of Mr. Track Bar though to the race lead. He's got sole possession of that with the 32 going side by side with Mike down a backstretch for P2.
We're looking up the rear deck lid of the 37 here as he's got a whole bunch of horsepower. He's got a Camry, a Ford, a Chevy, about 4 Chevys, 1 Ford and a Camry running him down right now, and Track Bar all alone on the outside as that inside lane is starting to move. Here comes Mike DB looking to the inside. He's going to get the block, his nose chopped off by the 37 as we drive out for turn 2.
Driving out of turn 2 down on backstretch. Woo! Good Lord, that 5 and more dog got wicked loose out of there that time by. But yeah, going down to 66 of Mike is all over the bumper of Track Bar.
Oh, when he gives a bump to this 37 to track bar, says, move, buddy, move. I got to go. They're 3 wide behind him here for 5th place. And here comes the 6 car, the 6 of Tom Tom. We haven't seen him since early in the race. He's on the outside. They're 4 wide in some positions on the track.
4 wide. Oh, my God. Can they hold this at a turn 2? This will be a sight to see.
And they're 2, but what was that? Sorry?
I'm trying to cycle through and get back up here.
Yeah, I'm watching the lead right now. Track bar has got the lead on the 66 of Mike DB, but Mike DB now looking to the inside. He just can't close that gap to get the hashtag send it. He's going to still be in second as they're starting to spread out back behind him. Still 2 by 2. The bottom line and the top line coming into play here.
Yeah, we got to be getting close to about 10 laps to go at Homestead-Miami, brought to you by FilterTime. But still the man, the myth, the legend. Here he is, Mr. Track Bar, still out in front, but he's got a rear view mirror full of the 66.
Damn it.
And we hear the anger over the 88 radio screaming to his team. He's not having a good race right now. We apologize for that language. Sometimes it gets heated in the moment. We here at eSpark and Hypothetical Theory Productions don't approve of it. We don't condone it, but sometimes the better nature of it gets you, and we hear it. But we also hear his crew chief, just race the car, buddy. Laps are almost done. Just drive what you can do.
Well, Zane, I tell you what, that's nothing compared to some of these races out to the Pro League.
I still have tapes and nightmares from some of those conversations.
I think I made a clip one time after Indy, but here we are, man. Bolt actually starting to work his way up through the pack. I think he's got, caution is out. I do believe Bolt's going to find himself running just outside the top 7.
And let me see if I have the magic to do this real quick. Can I? Did it work? I did. I can mute him. So I love you, Dale, but we might have to mute you here. Because your radio is key micing. Red, what you got on pit road?
We're going to be coming to green with about 9 laps left. I do see people taking 4 fresh ones, and I probably no fuel here. Maybe even throw in a little bit of...
Red back on his pit stand.
I'm going to go with the opposite, I think. I think everybody's staying out.
You think everybody's going to stay out this time?
I think with the amount of cautions we've had as of late.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, I think the one that Skirt Bush did it because now he finds himself sitting in the pole position as the green flags go in the air at Homestead-Miami. Under 10 laps to go. Boogity, 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 baby, let's go.
And Skirt's going to close the door as Track Bar tries to get to the bottom lane. He can't as Mike DB is there. We're going to look off the front end here of Track Bar as Mike DB is now running down our leader, Skirt Bush. And there's the 6 of Tom Tom on the inside of the 37, so 2 by 2. Track Bar is going to thread the needle, make it 3 wide. He doesn't have enough room. It looks like he's going to slam Skirt into the outside wall. There's the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr., but there's still 3 wide back here for third between the 32, the 6, and the 37.
I think all 5 of the guys have said, Jesus, take the wheel. I have no clue how they didn't wreck. But yeah, that 66 of Mike is your race leader. Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. in a 17 running P2. He's going to dive it down in a turn 3.
And I'm trying to find the 66 of Mike DB here. There we are. Now we got the 66 of Mike DB as he's got a rear view mirror full of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. And Fluffy's going to send it on him into turn 1 as he's at his rear quarter panel. Can't quite clear him as Mike's going to get the run off the corner.
Yeah, on the outside of the 17 of Fluffy's going to be a 6 of Tom Tom with the 32 of Go Fast Matt. Quickly coming to tow. There's that 47 of Jose 720. Rounding out your top 5. Right behind him is going to be the 18 of Bolt. 37 of Track Bar. Nowhere to be seen at the moment. Having to work his way up through the pack with laps winding down in Miami.
And we're still getting some bleed through on Dohar. I love you, Dohar. I'm just going to mute your mic. No offense, just to kind of keep you quiet there because we know how heated you get. But there goes the Fluffy Stenhouse looking to the inside as a caution is going to come out. And this might push us to a green-white checkered here.
Is out, and where caution came out with 5 laps remaining, I don't suspect anybody will be coming in for this one, boys.
Well, let's see here. I know I just unmuted him. Dohar, you got a copy. This is Zane up in the booth.
Hello.
Hi. How you feeling and what you seeing out there? Because we can hear it over your mic and your team radio. You are heated at your crew right now just for the traffic around you. So give us your perspective.
It's just it's a team deathmatch out here. We had a heck of a run on the outside, and we were probably going to go take the lead and maybe win this sucker, but just wasn't meant to be. A lot of aggression. 37's back in traffic, and he can't stand to lose. And a lot of other guys just running people over like 22. And, yep, yep.
All right, Zane, here we are. Can we take it back green? I don't know if this is a green-white checkered situation, but here's that 66 of Mike, your race leader. 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. on the outside, followed by the 6 of Tom Tom. 47 of Jose 720, the 18 of Bolt. Rounding out your top 5.
And now we finally got our camera on the 66. It's so hard to find him. It's like the cameras just don't want to watch him. Ooh, and I think I just saw Stout Whiskey eat the inside safer barrier back there deep in the pack, but we're still going to stay green as we come off of turn 4. I don't know. We just see another wreck back there off of turn 3. That could have been Diego. I can't tell. As Mike DB better hold on because Fluffy Stenhouse is making a power move to the outside.
As they come down into turn 1, Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. trying to pull it around town through turns 1 and 2.
He's got the help with that Chevy of Tom Tom, who usually drives a 6 Ford. Oh, Track Bar's going to dive it low. He's going to take the Bolt out. He's going to try to make it 3 wide here as we come through 3 and 4, but no one right now would expect it. And let's see if we can't find Fluffy Stenhouse here as he's getting battled for the lead. Actually, you know what? We'll just do this.
That's the race, and I think the 6 of Tom Tom edged it out to Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. What an ending.
Caution did come out before they made it back around. Huge pile up, and I hate to say it, but I did see the number 18, and it is official. Tom Tom takes first. Fluffy, Jose 720, Mr. Track Bar, Go Fast Matt. Mike DB coming in at 6th. Big John, Tedeschi. Diego comes back from a lap down to 9th, and Chrome Capone rounds out your top 10.
So Tom Tom squeaks that out.
Is being credited with 26th.
Oh, that is a heartbreak right there to see that happen. So the question you have to start asking yourself right now, guys, is those laps winded down. Who would have thought the last lap would have finished that way? I got caught up in the action. I didn't see it or expect it. I really want to see if we can't talk to Tom Tom, Fluffy, and Track Bar there, if we can get them down on pit road and get a conversation with them, because there's a couple of questions I have for Track Bar, but there's a lot of questions I have for the 17 and the 6. But what a finish here at Homestead.
It was an epic finish there at the line. I know the caution ended it, but they were literally like 2 feet away from crossing that baby when it came out. Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. on the outside, beautiful move on a 66 of Mike D through turns 1 and 2. But the 6 of Tom Tom able to dive that baby down there until we saw Jesus coming out of turn 4. They complete the pass for the win.
And you know what? Here's the thing is watching that last lap break down, you saw Track Bar just sent it straight down, pushed everyone out of his way, cut the nose off the 18, slid it in there to try to make it 3 wide. And then Fluffy and Tom Tom battling it off of turn 4, side by side. I haven't seen Fluffy get a win like that since Michigan during the exhibition races of the eNASCAR Heat Pro League.
Yeah, definitely. Fluffy was gave it a good run. He just slightly got edged out. That early caution, I would have loved to see him get back to the line, though.
Yeah.
See how that played out.
I'd love to see it, but I think Tom Tom had him, at least from my point of view. But as we're waiting to Tom Tom to get up into this chat, there he is actually just joining. I'd like to know what happened to the 18 and Bolt. Did he just get straight dive bombed and just pushed out of the way?
Well,
I do know he went into orbit, and it looked between 6 to 8 solid barrel rolls. So over under, I'd say was 8. I'd have to go back and watch.
Well, it's possible that his crew chief could be slipping. He said, do a barrel roll. But right now, I've ran all the way down here to the infield. There's tire smoke. It's a Camry, or it's a Camaro tire smoke instead of a Ford tire smoke tonight. And I'm hanging out with Tom Tom, your race winner. Tom Tom, How does it feel to win at Homestead?
Oh man, it feels awesome. You know, we won the AKA race earlier and then we won this one. So I mean, two of the biggest leagues, you know, back to back. It's incredible. It was a great race all around.
And you did it with some purple and gold memorable tribute to Kobe Bryant tonight. So you kind of put that car out front. You were dominant in the beginning of the race. You fell back to the eye of the storm and the hurricane and battled through the top 10 most of the night. What changed in those last couple of restarts that got you up front and put you in position to win?
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of the race, you know, I went green for quite a while and I got pretty strung out and uh you know, a group of other cars and myself were up there in the top 10 just kind of logging laps, and then the caution started coming out and the chaos started and I ended up getting shuffled back on one of the restarts, and after that got caught up in a couple of wrecks, and you know it was chaos there for quite a bit, you know, people shuffling around trying to get all they could on those restarts, but somehow we got a way back up there and just made it happen, man. You know, I had all my teammates up there, so we were kind of trying to work it, you know, and we ended up all getting in the top 6, so that was pretty impressive, and yeah, it was fun at the end.
Well, you talk about teammates. You historically drive a Ford Mustang. Tonight you're driving Chevy Power. What was that change? Or is this something that we'll see in the future now? Is you driving a Chevy after this win, or was it a one-time deal with you and Chevy tonight here at Homestead?
Possibly just a one-time thing. You know, I'm actually a Chevy guy myself. My dad was, so it kind of just runs in the family, I guess. But probably gonna be back in the Ford there in the 6 car again. Just wanted to do a little you know, tribute to Kobe Bryant. You know, obviously it's a sad day with all that going on, but you know, it was a good day of racing for everybody here, and we saw the 3 wide salute earlier on, so that was really neat to see. And you know, I hope everybody enjoyed the race, and we'll be back again next week.
Well, Tom, who do you want to thank for this victory here tonight in eSpark?
Wow, I gotta thank Dohar. You know, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be doing this. So you know, he's put on quite a great show, and like I said, I hope everybody enjoyed it tonight.
Well, that you heard him himself. He was driving the Kobe Bryant Tribute 6 car in purple and gold one night in a Chevrolet, and he becomes a winner to squeak out Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. HD Red. What a hell of a run for him. He's going to walk away and go drink some beers with his boys down in Victory Lane tonight.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, Tom. It's been a blast calling your races, man. Glad to see you in Victory Lane tonight.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tom, man. I mean, we've seen it all season long here in the eSpark series, as well as other racing leagues out there. I mean, he's shown what it takes to be a winner, what it takes to race in the toughest competition. He's been doing it all year long, so it's really no surprise, man, for him to get this win.
Yeah, he's been strong all season long. And, you know, there was a moment when I think, and where you're saying, you know, you guys don't talk about me a lot. And it's like, you know what, we do talk about you, but mid-race back, you kind of disappear. And we see him show up. Usually in the first 25, 30 laps, he's there battling for a win. Within, you know, the middle of the race, he kind of falls back like you talked about tonight, gets involved in some incidences, and then he finds himself back up front as the laps are starting to wind down. And tonight he had the drive to get himself around Fluffy. And Fluffy is a very good driver and a dominant driver too at times. But it's just, you know, it's a split-second decision when the caution flag waves from when you got your car in front of the other guy. So congratulations to Tom, a race winner tonight in the FilterTime eSpark series. I want to see if we can't, though, find, you know, Track Bar, Fluffy, or the Bolt. I know we got guys running around trying to find those 3, but those are a couple of guys I want to talk to as well. But I know we can grab the one and only, you know, the Doharian Snowcat. Dohar, you got a copy.
Hey guys, got a copy.
Hey man, how you feeling after that race? You sound a little dejected. We heard some heatedness over your radios with you and your crew. We heard your crew chief kind of yell at you to say, just drive the car, man. Couple laps to go. So what's going through your mind right now after this race here at Homestead?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just everybody vying for all they can get. The championship hunt is really on, so a lot of guys are up there that are trying to get it on the win and in strategy. And we just got on the short end of the stick with some guys staying out and picked the wrong lane to go. And just got hit and beat around the bush. I know Bolt got killed by somebody because he was just pointed perpendicular to the inside wall, and when he came back up on the track, he had nothing he could do there because he hit the end of the inside wall going down into 3, pretty much like with the left front, and had to come back into traffic. So we just got caught up in that accident and finished in the mid-20s with a car that ran top 10, qualified top 5, and ran solid all day. But, you know, it's not about me. I can't get upset. It's not about me. It's about the series. To go to Homestead and do about 4 green flag pit sequences in succession, that's hardly ever done in league racing here. So it's something to, you know, really be proud of in these guys doing the 3-wide salute on such short notice. It's not something that's ever asked of these guys, but they wanted to do it. And to do that and execute it well, get back in line, and then go out there and race. It takes a lot because it kind of knocks you out of your rhythm having to do that. But, you know, overall, guys, I can't thank you enough. Thank you to Blake Cook and FilterTime for all the support. NASCAR Heat community, of course, for supporting us and trying to be one of the more positive leagues out there, so that way we can have something the entire community can wrap around. Coey and all the boys over at NNR, our partners, thank you guys so much for all your support and love and encouragement. Zane, HD, Red, it's always a pleasure to have you guys in my ear and listening. I'm sorry that some of the frustration bled through there, but you know, we're just gonna keep going out there, and I think we're still good on points. We might not be, who knows, but we're gonna go out there and we're gonna try and win Las Vegas.
Hey, it's all right, Dohar. I now know I can mute you at any time in the Discord, so it works out perfectly. HD Red, you got any questions for the Doharian Snowcat?
Nah, man. Just glad to be back, man. I can't wait till next week.
Speaking of next week, where are we going, Dohar?
Going to Las Vegas, guys.
Who? We're going to Vegas. All right, somebody's losing their pants at the craps table. That's all I'm saying. What?
I'm not even wearing pants. I'm not even wearing pants right now. So
that's the plus side of doing a broadcast. I'm just saying, you get to sit at home like Marlon Brando in your underwear.
You know, I tell you what, man, I was going to make a comment on your button-down T-shirt, your nice little glasses that you're wearing, but I guarantee you my man is sitting in his boxers doing this.
Pajama bottoms, don't ruin the illusion, jerk. I actually, you know what, since you're going to talk about it real quick, I almost put on blue jeans, and I was like, you know what, no one can see my lower half. I could just wear pajama bottoms. It's like a mullet, professional up top, business business up top, party in the back. That's all it is.
Hey, every time. Every time.
Every time.
Nothing.
Oh, man.
Well, Red, you got a wife and kids, so you know what? I understand it's difficult to chase those kids around in blue jeans and pants, so sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But it's been a great night here tonight. What is your thoughts, HD? What's your final thoughts, HD and Red?
All right, so on the race, man, it started off great, man, brilliant. Honestly, it blew me away on how these guys drove. I mean, 3 green flag pit stop runs.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end there, I mean, we saw what always happens. I mean, it's impatience. You see those laps winding down, and I guarantee you, I know Track Bar saying it, Dohar's saying it, and probably about 15 others saying that they have the car to win this thing. You get that mindset, and you're like, you're not going to give an inch. No one's giving an inch at that point, and it's just diving in there, hitting a guy's hitting the wall, and it's just causing a big pile up. But, you know, I mean, it's growing pains. I think these guys are doing it. They've already shown great strides since they started this series. And I can't wait to see where the series goes forward.
Yeah, Red, go ahead. I'll let you go next, and I'll jump in last here.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing HD just said. You know, it's growing pains. We've seen one of the longest green flag runs we've seen all season tonight. It was a great race. You know, got stretched out very well. It's just the impatience and basically having that different kind of spotlight on you. You got to think everybody in this race knows that it's being streamed. Know that they have 3 people calling their names out on stuff they do good and stuff they do bad. So they're fighting for every inch, especially toward the end of the race. And that's where you see a lot of impatience and just experience come into play. But I got to say, overall, it's still a very, very good race. And I was really excited to be able to call it.
And you know, I'll agree with some of that because we did see some great racing tonight. We saw a lot of guys get impatient. You know, Chad is talking about right now, you know, why did Track Bar make that move and slice it to the bottom and cut the nose off the 18? It's the last lap. You're coming to the checkered flag. Checkers or wreckers. Those 2 drivers are probably the 2 dominant drivers as we look at the points going into Homestead right now. Track Bar fell back 8 points behind the Bolt. So you know he had to do everything in his power to get in front of him and put a few car links between him and the 18. It's just sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. Some days you're the winner, some days you're the car spun out sideways looking at the inside retaining wall. And you know those guys are possibly going to take that frustration, through the week. They're going to chill. They may talk it out. They may actually get on the phone with one another after this race and say, hey, man, that was my bad. I didn't mean to do that. It could be a situation where this rivalry grows and gets a little bit more heated as we go into Las Vegas next week and into the championship race. It's only time will tell. But, it's hard racing, and these guys do a great job of going side by side, 2-3 wide. But we do see that situation late in the race. Guys get very impatient. They put those cars in situations that they're quite not ready for. Maybe they shouldn't. There was a moment we saw Track Bar go 4 wide in a gap no bigger than a needle to try to put himself back up front because he didn't want to wait it out. He wanted to go, go, go. And we talk about, Track Bar in that way where he's a man on a mission. He doesn't understand the concept of lift. He's always going to mat that pedal to the floor. So next week is going to be really interesting as we go to the city of sin, Las Vegas in the desert. It could be a situation where Track Bar gets a little bit of pay, or Bolt gets a little bit of payback on Track Bar.
Yeah, I mean, I expect payback, honestly. I mean, if I'm in a Bolt situation, I said it earlier, man, when the 5 for more dog got into him, I'm going to remember, I'm jotting that down in my notebook, and I'm going to remember that as the races wind down and the season's starting to come to the end, and I'm just going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes a lot of guys, there are certain drivers who have short-term memory, and there's certain drivers who have a long-term memory where they go, you know what? You got me 3 weeks ago when you least expect it. I'm going to get you back, and it might be a situation where you're running for the lead. But I think the Bolt might transcend a little bit where he's not going to become that kind of driver and put himself in a situation to wreck his chance at a championship. He's finally leapfrogged the leader. He's put himself in the championship points race. He's number 1 in the points. After tonight, he might still be, he might not. He finished 26, so he could drop a little bit, but he's still got enough wins to lock him into that championship showdown. So he may just hold on to that silver bullet until the final race when Track Bar thinks he's got a championship in his hands. Next thing you know, the 37 sitting on pit road trying to repair some damage.
Yeah, man. All I'm saying, man, as we go to Las Vegas next week, it's going to be interesting to sight to see.
Yeah.
Can't wait, man.
It really will be. And I guess that's really going to wrap us up here for the FilterTime eSpark series at Homestead. We saw great action, 2-3 wide, 4 wide in certain situations. We go to Las Vegas next week. HD, if you don't mind, I know you usually close it out, but do you mind if I close it out tonight, or do you want to close it out? I know you were away last week.
Hey, it's your show, man. Go ahead.
Hey, it's our show. We're a family here. That's what we're a family. So we could do it all together, but that sounds really weird. But from HD Motorsports to Red, from myself to the eSpark drivers and the eSpark admins, I'm Zane the Bearded One. Thank you for coming out tonight and watching the eSpark series powered by FilterTime at Homestead-Miami. Tune in next Sunday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the boys of eSpark go racing in the desert at Las Vegas. Until next time, kisses, hugs, belly rubs. See you on the track.